all, welcome back to my channel, Quilter Chris. My name is Kristen and I'm so glad you're here. So today I'm just going to get you caught up on a little bit of what I worked on in July. So July was kind of a busy month. It was my birthday. My daughter and I went to Disney, and I have been sewing a lot. So just a quick recap before we get into it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any comments or questions for me, or even just want to say hello, make sure you put it down in the comments. I really try to answer each and every comment. And if for some reason I haven't yet, I will. So anyway, let's get to it. What have I been working on? So much. So stay tuned to the end. I have 2 completed quilts that I have done, and my lovely assistant who happened to be here, my husband, he posed with the quilts, so I will show those to you at the end. So what have I been working on? So we have talked about the Fat Quarter Shop Designer Mystery Block of the Month, and so I have been working on that. I have completed 2 blocks. Hopefully by the time this video goes up, the video for the second block will be up. For those that aren't familiar, you get this from Fat Quarter Shop. It's the Designer Mystery Block of the Month. So basically what that means is that well-known quilt block designers each design for this. We don't know what the blocks look like until we receive them. For the month. Other people who get them earlier, I'm sure you can find them on other postings. But this is what the finishing kit comes in, and the fabric is Cat Named Stitch by Camille Ross Kelly. So here is my finishing kit. As you can see, I have not taken it out of the package yet, so I have not put the finishing kit together, but I will. It's on my list to do this month, so hopefully I will get that done. I am going to see, I may try to film it while I'm doing it, and yeah, so I have been working on that. So the 2 squares that I finished, this is block 2 square. Let me get block 1. So this is block 1 square. And this is block 2. Both these blocks have relatively big pieces. They were pretty easy. To give you an idea of cost, I believe each square is about $20. It could be $25 with shipping. It does include extra fabric. Lots of people have enough left over to make an extra quilt. I don't know if it's quite twice as much fabric. I end up putting mine in other quilts, but lots of people use them just maybe to make a duplicate or something that matches, things like that. So this is the block of the month. The finishing kit, I did get the finishing kit and the backing. I can show you the back right here. I want to say this was probably $90, and I think the finishing was maybe $200. You can look online at fatquartershop.com and you'll be able to find it there. So the next thing that I have been working on has been this quilt. So I got this idea from another quilter who had gotten this from another quilter. So called an after quilt. So basically it's a way to use up your scraps in a timely manner. So this is how I'm choosing to do it. So the idea is after you make a quilt, you use your scraps right away to make another quilt. So this can be, sometimes they're called leaders and enders projects. So for my after quilt, I have been paper piecing these Vintage Kite pieces, and it takes several to make a large quilt. And it says these are great for charm packs, and that's true. I use scraps for mine. I cut it about 3 by 4, I think is what it says. And so essentially you open it up, you take 1 piece of paper and you cut it into triangles. And you get a shape like this. So this looks far less complicated. And then what you do is after you have the triangle, you sew on the line your piece. Just like this. And if your cutting isn't exact, it doesn't matter because the paper is going to make it exact. Then after you do this, and I've been doing mine in batches, then you trim it up like this one, and then you put your other fabric on the side. So in this case, I will do white. I don't have any of those finished right now. And then after you do that, you get a square like this. And here you can, I haven't taken the paper off, so you can see each triangle. So I have a stack of these, but it takes so many to make a quilt because these are 6 inches. Inside the paper pad, it tells how many it takes to make a quilt. So here's the chart, which looks like a lot of colors and numbers. But essentially, to make a queen quilt, you need 225 blocks. So I'm not there yet. But I have had to move all of my stuff to a big plastic tote storage in order to store all these. But it works out great because I cut up my scraps, I put them in the bin, and then when I have an hour, I work on putting them together. So that's pretty awesome. So I have been working on these. I have a really big stack of completed ones. They still have the paper on them. So when will I take off the paper? These are all trimmed up. So I will probably leave the paper on them until I am ready to put them all together and make the quilt. I will probably snag my 12-year-old when she's watching TV on the weekends or something and ask her if she will help me take off the paper on all 225 of the squares. She'll be thrilled. And lastly, as far as what I've been piecing, is I had this kit. It is called Sunday Stroll. It is also by Camille Ross Kelly. This was a kit I had bought several years ago, and I hadn't had a chance to work on it. Before we started in the process of moving, I had worked on cutting it up because usually her quilts are very beginner friendly and the pieces are bigger. So I had worked on cutting it up. She has 3 parts to this quilt. So you first do the flowers, the trees, and the strawberries, and then she has another part where you do these hearts and this one and these like scallops, and then the third part is the houses and these large blocks, the butterflies and the swoon designs. So I have been working on this quilt. I had the part 1 already cut out while I was moving. That's what it looks like. This is the pattern. So I'll show you my finished pieces so far. So here are the trees. And then we have flowers, and I have this folded, but it's a long row. These are what my flowers look like. Looking forward, I am hopeful. I had hoped to have this for this video, but I don't. I'm going to be working on another Lori Holt quilt, so I hope to have that next month when I show you what I've been working on. So that'll be really good. And then I have 2 quilts that I completely finished, and I will show them to you. So by completely finished, they have been pieced, quilted, bound, and have their label on it. So the first one I'm going to show you, I'll show it to you over here. This is that Halloween themed one. This was a pattern by Riley Blake. My daughter had bought it for me with several of the fabrics for Christmas last year. I'm not a super big Halloween fan, but my baby bought it for me. So I put it together and I am going to send it to her. It's all finished. So it's not a super big quilt, but I like it. I'm pretty proud of it. It is both piecing and applique. I did venture off the pattern a little bit. There's supposed to be like a tree coming out of one of the houses. I did not do that. I don't remember where I veered off the pattern the rest of the way, but they were minor adjustments. So this one was pieced and appliqued. I quilted on my long arm, just a basic stippling, and then I put a label on it. This next one I have is the 2025 block of the month. And so I'll be the first to say that this one's not perfect. The backing is pieced because I don't have the backing, or I misplaced it, or I'm confused about what the backing was. But in any event, I pieced the backing together, and then I quilted this all together. This was the, I believe this was the first quilt I quilted on my long arm since we had moved. So there were some things that were bumpy. I had to adjust the tension in my machine, things like that. So the piecing already had issues, and the quilting has a little bit of issues, but overall I think it turned out pretty nice. And this is the 2025 Designer Mystery Block of the Month. So yeah, that is what I have been working on. Hopefully I will have more to show you next month. What have you all been working on? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all, as always, for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye now.